Hello. Would you like to be at a disadvantage for being a certain gender? Well, you're in luck. All you gotta do is just be a born male. My name is Josiah North, and I'll be talking about, my persuasive speech will be about gender inequality for men. The four sources that I'm using for this speech will be National Library of Medicine, PRB, Institution for Family Studies, and Brookings. For the very first topic, I'd like to talk about divorce cases, specifically child custody, how 82.5% of custody will always go towards the women, and also for it to be noted that the average age range for divorces are between the ages of 30 and 50, and that goes pretty hand in hand for the next topic of suicide. How men are 4 times more likely to kill themselves than are women. And the average age range for suicide is 35 and 55. And so that seems to kind of go hand in hand with divorces because it can be a very, because for men it's also very, it's much harder for them emotionally, and I guess because they don't have their child. The third topic that is problematic is that I would like to bring up is Father's Day. How it's not very much appreciated. How it just seems it's more of like it just kind of like a blow off day, like nothing really important, and it's very concerning because there are a lot of single fathers out there who are very deserving for a day, who keep great care of their children, and same thing with fathers who are still in a relationship where maybe from their significant other or their children that they aren't as appreciated for doing the things that fathers do. And fathers do a lot of things for children and society. And I believe that's also a problem. And the fourth topic I would like to mention is graduate enrollment and graduation for men in colleges, and how it's much lower for men. Um, the men are less likely to just enroll and graduate from colleges, and same thing for high school. They're less likely to graduate from high school, and that's not very good because, well, just the increase of decline for men. Um, I believe the solution that can be brought up for most of these topics is just if we take a look at all these topics and we see like a consistent problem with all of them is that all of them are just bad narratives and stereotypes and bad societal pressures that fall under men. For example, like fatherhood, how like a lot of fathers have like been out of a child's life and just how they're not there, and so that puts a bad narrative and stereotype on fathers. I mean, you hear jokes all the time about like how fathers are like the moment they have a child or an unexpected child with the person, they just run away, and that's obviously very bad, but it puts a very bad rep on other single fathers who do care for their child and who are there for their child. Another example is that we use is I guess like men's emotions. So like suicide, how they're 4 times more likely to kill themselves than are women, and most of the problem I would probably say that comes from is like just society forcing upon men to just keep their emotions to themselves or to man up and to just deal with whatever the problem is, and that can be very hard for a man to do because it's like we're human, and it's not good to be able just to keep constantly containing your emotions. So with all these problems, with all these stereotypes and pressures and bad narrative that fall on your men, the solution that I believe that can be brought up, that can be very helpful, is that we can first start off with like getting rid of just putting these stereotypes and pressures on men. Like, there's no reason for them, especially since it's not true for every single guy. Um, it, it puts a lot of pressure and just a lot of negativity on their mindset and emotions, and that can really, put a toll and bad narrative on men. The next thing that we can do is to be able to encourage them and be able to help uplift them and be patient with them in times of trial, because it just takes time to be able to grow and to become a better person with whatever you go through. I mean, we can't just expect them to be perfect all the time and just to figure out the solution and just to move on with their day as if like nothing happened to them or the things that are happening around them. And last but not least is to be able to encourage the natural masculine behaviors that men are born with. Like, they want to lead, they want to be protectors, and they want to be able to provide, and they want to, but we shouldn't suppress those good behaviors, because those help build families and societies and can keep a family together and improve society. So that is my persuasive speech about gender inequality, and I hope you enjoyed it.